as a military trial involving former President Joseph Kabila is expected to begin today. Kabila, who governed the DRC for nearly 2 decades, faces serious charges, including treason and complicity in murder, allegations tied to claims that he supported the Rwandan-backed M23 rebel group, destabilizing the eastern region of the country. Kabila is reportedly not expected to appear in court in Kinshasa. Meanwhile, in a separate but related development, the DRC and Rwanda have reached a significant agreement on the voluntary return of Congolese refugees that are currently in Rwanda. The deal brokered during tripartite talks in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, mediated by the UN Refugee Agency, aims to create a roadmap for safe and dignified repatriation. And that's seen as a critical step amid one of Africa's most protracted and complex displacement crises. To help us unpack these developments, we are now joined by our correspondent on the ground in Eastern DRC, Jimmy Shukrani. Thanks so much for joining us, Jimmy. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Peter.
All right, let's begin with the trial of former President Joseph Kabila. What do we know about the charges he's facing and the significance of this trial taking place in a military court?
Yes, thank you so much. The trial must begin today as announced the military court in the DRC. Former President Joseph Kabila, some charges just on her side. Firstly, to participating to insurrection and movement that the government of DRC accuses him to be a great supporter of the M23 and IFC, just a rebel group which is operating in the eastern part of the DRC. Other one is the terrorism that the trial is trying maybe to approach Joseph Kabila as former president. According to this communique, which the military court have just put online and which we saw yesterday, it meant that Joseph Kabila must be in front of the court just to in those pursuit and to respond for some questions which is about his presence in Goma. You know, last month, Joseph Kabila appeared in Goma after his speech held in a known place. So the speech which have just integrated the main speculation that he is among of those who supports the rebellion in the eastern part of the DRC. So this trial means many things in the DRC because until now Joseph Kabila didn't speak at loud voice that is one of the support of M23, as the government have always said that he's one of the supporters of that group. But until now, Joseph Kabila didn't confirm, but he kept on by some meeting with the social groups in order to talk them about the solution on the conflict in the eastern part of the DRC. So all of Congolese are waiting this trial and to know how this will be held, because there is at 9% Joseph Kabila cannot respond to this invitation at the court. Reason why there is some speculation according his presence, which until now is unavailable according to the situation, because you know last time the parliament and the Senate have just lifted his immunity. So reason why maybe something like a presence is impossible for this time, Peter.
Okay, shifting our attention to the refugee agreement, what are the main elements of this new tripartite deal between the DRC, Rwanda, and the UNHCR? What commitments have been made by each side?
It's an agreement. It's an agreement which signed in Ethiopia in presence the Minister of the Interior and Security of the DRC, Shabani Luko Jackman, and the representative of the Rwandan government. This refugee agreement, when DRC always there is refugees which came from Rwanda. So there are FDLR. They are in DRC since 1994, and DRC did not accept, according to Rwanda, did not accept just to sign an agreement which will help those refugees to go back in their country. And those who can be judged to the genocide, of course, can be judged, and those who didn't participate in the genocide can just return in their local life. So according to the government of Congo, this is one of the steps just to resolve the conflict in DRC. But Rwanda also, I saw on the social media, Rwanda also is satisfied by this step because the presence of FDLR in DRC, it insecure the Rwanda. And the last time this process began, maybe, but there were not an agreement between two countries because M23 began just to repatriate those refugees, but there were no an agreement which is confirming that this can be done at the high place. So this means that two countries at this time, they can understand something, which is conduct to resolve the conflict in two countries. But according to the DRC, this is going to also reinforce the diplomatic relation between two countries, because when they accept to sign an agreement, first of all, you understood there were a peace agreement. After peace agreement, this repatriation agreement. So it's gonna reinforce the relation between two countries. About the refugees, maybe as the UNHCR is in these processes, it will be done, as well as because UNHCR asked those countries just to take a solution in order to reinforce the repatriation of refugees. Not only FDLR, but there are Congolese refugees which are in Iran, are so many which they fled because of insecurity in the eastern part of the country. According to this repatriation agreement, those Congolese also will return in their country. So I think it's one of the steps which will reinforce the relation between those two countries, DRC and Rwanda.
Jimmy, thank you very much indeed for giving us a comprehensive update on those two big issues at this time in the DRC. Thanks for your time.